Alright, so here we have Anatolia Ghali, a freshman here at Rutgers University, and Michael Solomon, a senior here at Rutgers University. So, would you guys please tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Okay, I'll go first. My name is Michael Solomon. I'm a senior, as Rob said. I'm going to PT school, and I am Coptic Orthodox, and my church is in East Brunswick, New Jersey.
I'm Anatolia, and I go to St. Moses and St. Abraham Church in Piscataway, and I am a freshman at Rutgers, and I am looking into pre-dental.
Alright, so we have very nice, well-educated Coptic Christians right here. I have a question. Do you guys still have family back in Egypt?
Yes, I have a lot of family back in Egypt. I am actually born in Egypt. So,
Nice.
what about you?
I was born in New Jersey, but I do have family back in Egypt. They're my mom's sisters, so they're pretty distant. Not pretty distant, like distance-wise, they're far from me, so I haven't met them. So yeah, I do have family in Egypt.
Do you guys consider Coptics back in Egypt a minority?
Yes. I think that the majority of people in Egypt are Muslims. There are definitely a big number of Coptics, but I think the Muslims outnumber the Coptics in Egypt.
I completely agree, and we're getting persecuted every day about praying our religion and just doing what we want to do. And we are obviously a minority in Egypt.
Okay. So can I guys ask you a personal question? What is the most dramatic incident that one of your family members maybe encountered with prosecution or discrimination?
I have a lot of those. My mom, she was driving one time, and of course in Egypt when you're Coptic you don't have to wear anything over your hair, and that's how people knew she was Christian. She also had a cross in the car hanging, so people there of different religions would hold like mud in their hands and they would throw it at her, and it would come all over her, and it would like be on the window and like smudged everywhere, and people would like get really close to her and like start cursing her off. It was like really bad, but thank God we're not there anymore.
I mean, I haven't experienced anything because I haven't even been to Egypt. And Egypt, I haven't seen any of the persecution or the discrimination. I'm sure my parents have, like as Anatolia has said, like she's lived in Egypt and she's seen it every day of her life.
So do you guys wish for, family members that you have back in Egypt, do you wish to bring them here?
Of course.
Yeah, I do.
More freedom, the American dream. It's less discrimination.
Well, why haven't they come?
Well, the embassy's not really letting anybody get out right now because of the whole Trump thing. But they can't get their visas until a certain time. Like, my family has been trying to get their visas for so long, but some of them did, some of them didn't, so they can't really leave their families. They do visit, but they don't all come at the same time, and they can't stay because getting citizenships is very hard in America.
It's not as easy for them as us to just leave a country and come back and do whatever we want. It's a lot more difficult for them to leave the country, so it's just hard.
Well, my very last question to you guys is, do you think that there is hope in the future for them to not become a minority or for them to come here? What do you think?
I think Anatolia can take this one.
I don't think there's hope. I think that we will always be a minority. I think that we will always be persecuted. I think it's meant for us. Like we don't speak up, we don't do anything because that's what we're taught as Coptics.
I am with Yusuf Boutros, a freshman at NJIT. So Yusuf, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a freshman student at NJIT. I'm currently majoring in chemical engineering, part of the Coptic Orthodox Christianity.
So Yusuf, do you think Coptics are a minority in Egypt?
Definitely. Well, 100% they're a minority.
What makes you say that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a fact that they're being persecuted over there in Egypt. I mean, I think they're about 10% of the Egyptian population right now are Orthodox Christians.
Do you have any family back home in Egypt?
I do have a few family members back home.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
So, what is the most dramatic or damaging incident any family members of yours had with prosecution and discrimination in Egypt?
So I have a few cases of this. I know the recent church bombings. I had a few family members over there. I was personally born in Tanta, one of the big areas for Coptic Christians, and yeah, they were definitely persecuted over there with the church bombings and everything that was going on. So that definitely hit my family hard. They tell me stories about what happened, and it was a huge impact.
Wow. I'm sure your family here wishes that they could bring more family members from there here. Is that correct?
Yeah, of course I agree that America's definitely a safer place to live and to be, definitely with the sort of not a minority Christianity in America, so that would definitely be a huge help.
Well, why haven't any of your family members come over here?
Well, there's a very difficult time for Egyptians, or especially the minority, to come over here with the discrimination like you were talking about. For them to sort of do any government purpose type of activities, it's very difficult for the Christians to get up there because, Egypt's one of one country that is ruled by Muslims at the time.
And my final question to you is: do you think that there's hope in the future?
I hope so. I think there's a chance. I think that I don't know how much power the president has right now in Egypt, or what's going on, but I do have some hope.
Well, thank you for your time.
So, Carlos, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? I'm graduating Rutgers, and I'm an Egyptian Coptic Orthodox, and my major is physics.
So, my first question to you, Carlos, is: do you think Coptics are a minority in Egypt?
I definitely think so. I definitely think that they are one of the big minorities, but still, at the end of the day, minorities.
Do you still have family back home in Egypt?
Yes, I do have, mainly on my mom's side.
So, can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
What is the most destructive or damaging incident that any of your family members have had with like prosecution or discrimination in Egypt?
Definitely, I think on both sides of my family, they're shopkeepers, and so, knowing that, they're Coptics, and there are extremists who, of course, are against Coptics, their shops sometimes get vandalized, and at times they get threats. Sometimes if they're not careful, they can't stay out too late. There's that.
So, do you wish you had the capability to bring any of your family members here?
I definitely do. If it was up to me, I'd have them all come over more. It's safer here. I feel like, although here it has its own problems here in America, at least there's one thing that, there really is no, persecution to the extent that, you'll get killed on sight just for, who you are.
So, why haven't you been able to bring any of them here?
Well, the immigration policies here are very strict, so to apply for a visa or to apply to have citizenship here, and waiting and everything, it'll take years and years. So, and on top of that, they feel like Egypt's their home. That's all they know. So to restart their whole lives, they themselves wouldn't want that.
So my final question to you is: do you think that there is hope in the future?
Definitely. The Coptics are people that fight. They don't give up. If you noticed in the last bombings that happened, 2 bombings at 2 churches, killing several fellow Copts, and yet the churches were still strong, packed. So it shows that regardless of the persecution we're going to show, we're not going to give up.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.